The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Life is evolving. Over the past decade, the way we do almost everything has changed. Get on your phone, see something you like, click on it, and it shows up at your door. Why should the way you have your car serviced be any different? Why waste your time going to a dealership service department when Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to you? They service all makes, all models, and offer full parts and labor warranties. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to your door or office and service your vehicle while you're doing what you need to be doing, conducting that business meeting or mowing the lawn. Why take time out of your busy schedule when you don't have to? Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet's friendly, knowledgeable staff will come to you where you live or where you work for full service maintenance, from oil changes to tire rotations, brakes, batteries, multi-point inspections. They handle it all. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet is committed to delivering the best of the best to their customers. Trust them to service your vehicle where you're at home or at work. Skip the time-consuming and terminal wait at the dealership. Schedule your appointment at fordofhagerstown.com or HancockChevy.com.
The following is a special sports broadcast presentation of Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg.
Play ball! It's time for the excitement of American Legion Baseball, featuring the Berkeley Post 14 Hornets.
Myers with the pitch, swung on and missed. Jason Myers gets the last out, and the Berkeley Post 14 Hornets are the state champions of American Legion Baseball in West Virginia.
Let's go live to the field and join our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team.
Good evening and welcome to P.O. Faulkner Park for American Legion Baseball action on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. I'm Colin McLaughlin, flying solo on the call today. Our on-site producer is John Alderton. Camera crew for this evening, Kyler High and Alec Epperson. And back at the studio is Dylan Bishop as we welcome you into the pregame show, which is brought to you by Hagerstown Ford. They are revolutionizing the car buying experience. You can buy your next vehicle online and they'll deliver it to you. If you don't like it, they'll take it back. Visit their website, FordofHagerstown.com. They'll even go as far as bringing roadside service to you as well as service at home for your vehicle. Today, Berkeley Post 14 plays host to Winchester Post 21 as both teams were in action over the weekend. Looking at Post 14 over the weekend, only got some action on Sunday. They had a game scheduled Saturday, but that one got X-nayed, and they went 1-1 on Sunday against the West Lawn Owls. So the first loss of the season came in Game 1 for Post 14, which was still a thrilling one nonetheless, even though it was unfortunately a loss for the Hornets. On the mound, it was Jameer Brown with a fantastic start, but just like the high school season, the story for him was no run support surrounding him as he went 7 innings pitched, gave up only 1 hit, no runs, struck out 9, and walked 4. But it was a pitcher's duel through and through as West Lawn got the 1-0 win through 8 innings as they had a walk-off in the bottom of the 8th via single against Bradley Loper out on the mound. But it was also a wood bat doubleheader, so maybe that kind of explains the struggles offensively for Berkeley Post 14 in that first game. However, in Game 2, they were able to find that offense and get a 8-1 win. It was 8 runs coming on 9 hits and 1 error. So now 5-1 on the season are Post 14. On the other side for Winchester Post 21, they've only played 1 game this entire season as high school just wrapped up over the weekend in the state of Virginia. And on Sunday, Post 21 defeated Post 60, the Knights, another local American Legion team here in Berkeley County, by a final score of 3-2. So here today we'll see Post 14 host Post 21. But for now, we'll step aside, take a 2-minute break, and on the other side of that 2-minute break, we'll have our coaches interview with Ethan Greenfield today as Trip Tobin getting a head start on Myrtle Beach. This is American Legion Baseball action on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10 back in 2 minutes.
Panhandle Printing and Design is your full-service local print shop.
With over 50 years of combined experience, we know how to handle all of your printing and design needs.
We can handle anything, from small business cards to wrapping large vehicles. Our in-house design team can do it all. As a staple of this community, we love helping people promote their events, businesses, and anything they're passionate about. Envision, create, and bring your ideas to life with Panhandle Printing and Design.
WVU Medicine is excited to announce the opening of our new ear, nose, and throat location in Hagerstown. Our trusted ear, nose, and throat specialists are expanding their expert care in the region. From sinus treatment to complex thyroid conditions, WVU Medicine Ear, Nose, and Throat is here to help you breathe easier and feel your best. WVU Medicine Ear, Nose, and Throat, Hagerstown, 13 Western Maryland Parkway, Suite 106. Now scheduling new patients at 304-262-9400.
Mark Hughes Plumbing and HVAC is here to solve your plumbing and heating problems while meeting your renovation needs. Now serving Berkeley, Jefferson, Hampshire, and Mineral counties. We're a family-owned and operated company that's fully licensed and insured. We can do kitchen and bathroom upgrades and remodels, plumbing, HVAC and light excavation, well pumps, water heaters, and drain clearing. Call 304-620-8013. Mark's Hughes Plumbing and HVAC. We look forward to working with you.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How can I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm John Everson, Private Wealth Advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
We welcome you back here as the national anthem playing into our commercial break and through while we come back here at P.O. Faulkner Park. So it looks like we might be getting an early start, which means we're unfortunately going to have to scrap today's interview with Ethan Greenfield so we can get straight to first pitch. But those would have been brought to you by Trips Flooring. Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring needs. Call Trips Flooring at 304-229-7009 or online at tripsfloorsanding.com. Let's now get today's starting lineups brought to you by Flora Pools. Make every day better with a hot tub or swimming pool. Flora Pools has locations in Martinsburg, Chambersburg, and Hagerstown. First for the visitors, the Winchester Post 21 Renegades. Leading off, center fielder number 1, Kemper Umps. Batting second at second base, number 18, Zach Waskanunik. Batting third at shortstop, number 7, John Copenhaver. Batting cleanup and catching is number 23, Dylan Frazier. Batting fifth, the right fielder, number 6, Brady Largent. Batting sixth at third base is number 3, Tyler Straw-Snyder. Batting seventh for Post 21, number 2, Logan Ambrose. Batting eighth at first base is number 8, Judson Dean. And rounding out the lineup for Winchester, the designated hitter, number 26, Cade Cornwell. Pitching for Winchester Post 21 is number 15, Dylan Appfell. Now for Berkeley Post 14, leading off will be center fielder number 2, Sam Hefner. Batting second, right fielder number 4, Liam Healy. Batting third at first base, number 17, Braden Edwards. Batting fourth at third base, number 10, Braden Oviedo. Batting fifth at shortstop, number 12, Jameer Brown. Batting sixth, left fielder number 8, Jackson Earl. Batting seventh and catching, number 16, Michael Poltar. Batting eighth, the pitcher, number 1, Jet Gross. Batting ninth at second base, number 6, Grant Henderson. Top of the first inning here at P.O. Faulkner Park, just about to get started, and it is brought to you by Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, Robert Fields & Sons, proudly serving the area since 1880 as Umps steps in against Jet Gross, and the first pitch misses for ball 1 as first pitch comes in at 6:27. First pitch brought to you by the Mirius Group and Ameriprise Financial Advisors, John Everson and Phil McCoy. Stop by 1270 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. Call it 304-263-4343 as the 1-0 is delivered from Gross. It misses to the lefty. The count now 2-0. 2-0 pitch. It's a fastball taken for strike 1. First strike thrown by Jet Gross. The count now 2 balls and 1 strike to Umps. The 2-1 delivery now misses outside for a ball. The count 3-1 to the leadoff hitter for Winchester Post 21. Starting battery brought to you by Flora Pools. Make every day better with a hot tub or swimming pool. Is the 3-1. Catches the outside part of the plate for a strike. Runs the count full at 3-2. Flora Pools has locations in Martinsburg, Chambersburg, and Hagerstown. On the mound, it's Jet Gross for Berkeley Post 14. Doing the catchings, Michael Poltar. Get Gross's season numbers after the payoff pitch, which breaks outside for ball 4. A leadoff walk for Kemper Umps to begin the ball game. For Jet Gross so far, 7 innings pitched. It's an ERA of exactly 1. Has only given up 3 hits, 1 run which was earned, struck out 7, and has walked now 5 on the season if you include this here today, but coming in only 4. As Wasko Nunick steps up to the plate as the first pitch is high for ball 1. A 1-0 count now, and a runner on first with nobody out to begin the ball game here. Winchester Post 21 taking on Berkeley Post 14 as Wasko Nunick fouls that one straight back to even up the count at 1 apiece. Winchester in the orange tops, white pants. About half a black stripe down the side of the jerseys with the black numbers on the back. It's the 1-1. Nope. Pickoff attempt first by Jet Gross over to first base to see if he could get Umps leaning. He'll slide back in safely. Berkeley Post 14 in the home white uniforms, with Hornets written across the front in white fonts and a blue background as the 1-1 pitch fouled back into the glove of Poltar. Count now 1-2 to Wasko Nunick. Nobody out, runner on first for Post 21. Here's the 1-2 pitch. It's just low. It's the count now 2 balls and 2 strikes. So with the count even, Gross on the mound. Here's the delivery. Runner goes. It's a ball on the pitch. The throw, though, easily in time. It looks like Umps kind of had a bad jump there and stopped. Didn't want to slide. Was confused. Possibly. I don't know. But an easy tag applied for out number 1. Count now full, 3 balls and 2 strikes with 1 out and nobody on to Wasko Nunick. Gross sets, kicks, fires, and that's strike 3. Wasko Nunick goes down looking for out number 2. And that'll bring up Copenhaver for Winchester Post 21. First strikeout victim for Jet Gross tonight is Wasko Nunick to begin here. First pitch to Copenhagen. Low and inside for ball one. Baseball thrown back by Poltar. A 1-0 count with 2 outs and nobody on. Next pitch, sent into left field. Jackson Earl will let it hop in front of him for a 2-out single for Copenhagen. First hit of the ball game for Winchester, and that'll bring up the cleanup hitter for post 21 in Dylan Frazier. So even with the wind blowing out into left field, that one just enough contact to die and bounce in front of Earl. Be able to not able to make a play. His first pitch swinging is Frazier, and he'll pop that one foul out of play for a strike over the first base side. Count 0-1 to Winchester post 21's catcher here today. Big righty against Jet Gross with 2 outs, a runner on first. Gross winds and fires, and that one taken for strike 2. So Gross ahead in the count against Frazier. So all his options open with the 0-2 count. Here's the pitch. And that hard foul into the first base dugout. And look out for Winchester post 21. Everybody getting out of the way of that as it hits off the brick of the dugout and ricochets around. So the count remains 0-2 for Frazier. Gross looks over at the runner at first, now throws, and that again fouled off over the press box and out of play. The count remains 0-2 here through 4 pitches of the at-bat to Frazier. 5th one incoming. Scoreless so far, only in the top of the first. 2 out, runner on first for Winchester post 21 here against Berkeley post 14. This time, again, popped foul. More so on the far side of the first base dugout and behind it and out of play. So Dylan Frazier continues to extend Jet Gross's pitch count here. And he'll be limited as the Hornets getting ready for a tournament in Myrtle Beach this weekend as the 0-2 low and inside almost gets past Poltar, but he's able to get just a piece of it and have it roll around in the turf of the right-handed batter's box side. Count 1-2. So the approach today is that Johnny Holstaff approach that you've heard numerous times from manager Trip Tobin. It's the 1-2 pitch. Misses high for a ball. The count now even at 2 apiece to Frazier. So expect Jet Gross to have a leash of between 45 to 60 pitches according to Tripp as the 2-2 fouled off once again by Frazier. If he continues to do this, I'm going to run out of room here in his little square on my lineup card. 2, 4, 6, 8 pitches seen so far by Dylan Frazier, the 4th batter in the lineup for Winchester post 21. 2 out, runner on first. Gross on the mound for the Hornets. The lefty looks over at the runner, looks again, now steps into it and throws, and once again Frazier able to foul another one off over to Charlotte Prather Park. He just won't go away for Jet Gross, and now we'll have a timeout called here. A quick mound visit for Berkeley post 14 here in the top of the first to try to figure some things out and possibly change the approach here to Dylan Frazier. Get a few new baseballs, too, sent in with all the foul balls we've had during this at-bat. Still a 2-2 count to Frazier here in the top of the first inning. Runner on first and 2 down. Gross with the pitch. And this time it is sent down the first base side foul as he got a good piece of that one. but still not in play. So we'll reset and do it all over again. Another 2-2 pitch. This time it's taken, and it's just outside for ball 3. So it was an 0-2 count. It's now a 3-2 count. 2 out, top of the first. Runner on first for Winchester Post 21 here against Berkeley Post 14. The 3-2 pitch sent the opposite way into shallow right field. Running in is Healy. Dives for it on his knees as he calls off Grant Henderson to make the catch. Finally end the at-bat and end the top of the first and strand the runner as well. Scoreless so far as we head to the bottom of the first between Winchester Post 21 and Berkeley Post 14. You're tuned into American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Back in 1 minute.
Tomorrow's success begins with today's preparation. Give your child a pathway to flourish and thrive with a well-rounded education. Enrollment is now open at the Classical Christian Academy in Martinsburg. Visit tcca.life/information. Tomorrow's success begins with today's preparation. Give your child a pathway to flourish and thrive with a well-rounded education. Enrollment is now open at the Classical Christian Academy in Martinsburg. Visit tcca.life/information.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
We welcome you back here to P.O. Faulkner Park. Our bottom of the first is brought to you by the Larry DeMarco team at Century 21 Modern Realty Results. Looking for home in the tri-state, call the Larry DeMarco team at 304-250-3551 or visit them online at www.modernrealtyresults.com. 26 pitches, 15 of them for strikes in the top of the first for Jet Gross. Winchester Post 21, though. No runs on 1 hit, no errors. They left 1 runner on base. You also saw 1 walk and 1 strikeout there in the top half of the inning. Now it's the Hornets of Berkeley Post 14's turn to grab the bats and step up to the plate. Let's once again take a look at the lineup for them. It goes Hefner, Healy, Edwards, Oviedo, Brown, Earl, Poltar, Gross, and Henderson. No DH in the lineup for Berkeley Post 14 today, as a few guys on vacation, and with that Myrtle Beach tournament coming here this weekend, they want as many guys as possible given the opportunity to play today. It's the first pitch, fouled back here, and still, even with that net, I wasn't ready. I always say, don't flinch, and what do with the ball coming right here? I flinch and give the biggest flinch probably I've ever given here at P.O. Faulkner Park. Count 0-1, and speaking of flinching, Hefner did not, as that one comes in and pelts him, so he gets to take first base to lead things off. Man, that was bad. Good thing there's no camera on me here to get that replay. So, Liam Healy now up to bat. Nobody out in the runner on first and Hefner. Runner goes as a pitch out. The throw down looked good, but sliding underneath the tag is Hefner. So, Sam Hefner steals second base on the first pitch of the at-bat to Liam Healy. Count now 1-0. Dylan Apfel on the mound for Winchester Post 21, now looking back at the runner. Throws home. The pitch just outside. The count now 2-0 to Healy. Already a runner in scoring position for the Hornets here in the bottom of the first. It's the 2-0 pitch. Popped up, drifting over towards the third base dugout. Will go into the Hornets bullpen area for strike. Count now 2-1. Healy so far, batting .526 on the season. 8 RBIs. Trying to make it 9. 2-1 count. Here's the pitch. Apfel throws it just below the knees of Healy for ball 3. So 3 balls, 1 strike, nobody out. Runner on second here in the bottom of the first. Still scoreless. Apfel will step off here as he didn't like Hefner's lead. Puts him back over at second. Hefner now takes his lead once again. Here's a 3-1 pitch. And it's just outside for ball 4. So now runners at first and second here. And that'll bring up Braden Edwards, team leader in RBIs with 10. So far, a hit by pitch and a base on balls to begin the night for Berkeley Post 14. First pitch to Edwards, he'll take, and it's low and just away for ball 1. Braden Edwards readjusts that elbow guard as right before that first pitch, one of the straps popped off. 1-0 count. Apfel looking at the base runners. Now pitches in, and that's a strike. Count now 1-1 to Edwards as that one just caught the inside corner. Edwards, the big lefty, steps back in. Here's the pitch, and it's outside for ball 2. Braden Edwards now heading the count, 2 balls and 1 strike. Here to Dylan Apfel. You have Oviedo on deck. The 2-1 pitch, just getting a piece of it. Is Edwards as the count 2-2 as that ricochets off the backstop and rolls its way back to Dylan Frazier. We'll ask for a new baseball to give to Dylan Apfel as pitcher. Still nobody out. Runners on first and second. Here in the bottom of the first. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch from Apfel. Swing and a miss. Edwards chases one high and outside for strike 3. It's out number 1, and that'll bring up Braden Oviedo. Oviedo will make his way over from the third base dugout. So righty trying to get a spark offensively. Takes the first pitch. It goes off the glove of Frazier, but it stays right next to him. So that pitch misses in for ball 1 to Ovi. So 1-0 count to Braden Oviedo. Apfel, righty on the mound, looking behind him at the runner at second. Throws, and that ball just missing the top corner. Count 2-0. It's Hefner at second, Healy at first. 2-0 count to Oviedo. It's the pitch. Oviedo sends just past our camera on the third base side for a strike. Making the count 2-1. Oviedo steps back in here. Apfel checks the runners. Sets, and will quickly turn around and see if he could get Hefner leaning, but Hefner quickly gets back to second base. Could hear everybody in that third base dugout yelling to help him out as the 2-1 pitch popped foul towards the third base dugout. Chasing it out of play is Straw Snyder, and he'll watch it go into the bullpen behind the dugout. It's the count now 2-2 to Oviedo. Oviedo will readjust the batting gloves before stepping back in. Righty on righty here. 2-2 count. 1 out. Bottom of the first. Here's the pitch. Oviedo sends it into left field, and Logan Ambrose can't find it. He lost it in the sky. It lands behind him. Hefner rounds third, come home to score, and it's 1-0 Berkeley Post 14. So a double for Oviedo as poor Logan Ambrose in left couldn't locate that one here in the clouds. So now you got runners at second and third, and Jameer Brown will step up to bat. Apfel sets. First pitch to Brown. He'll swing through and make contact, sending it to the shortstop. Copenhaver, his throw over to first, though, hits off the turf and is bobbled by Judson Dean. And the error allows another run to score as Healy was coming home on the play. Oviedo advances to third, and Brown reaches first on the E6, as now batting will be Jackson Earl. Two 2-0. Berkeley Post 14 now leads Winchester Post 21 here in the bottom of the first. Pitch, swing and a miss by Earl for strike one. Earl batting exactly .500 so far this season. Runners on the corners and one out. Apfel sets. Runner from first goes as the pitch is low. Frazier stops it in front of him. And on the indifference, Brown takes second to take away the traditional double play. Count now 1-1 to Jackson Earl. Apfel with the 1-1 pitch, again low to Earl. Count now 2-1. It's 2-0 Berkeley Post 14, leading Winchester Post 21. The 2-1 pitch, once again low for ball 3 to Earl. Yeah, first base empty. Poltar on deck. See what happens here. 3-1 pitch from Apfel. That's outside ball 4. That'll load the bases for Michael Poltar. Second base on balls here in the bottom of the first. Issued by Dylan Apfel. He's given up a hit. Has hit a batter as well. And then, of course, the error by John Copenhaver. And now we'll have a full infield meeting on the mound here in the bottom of the first for Winchester Post 21 before Poltar's at bat as Berkeley Post 14 leads it 2-0. Only one out as well here at P.O. Faulkner Park. It's Winchester struggling early here. Let's take a look at the pitch count for Apfel. Only at 23 pitches, but only 10 strikes thrown. Mound visit broken up now. Here we go for Poltar. Trying to double check here. Poltar so far batting .357 on the season. First pitch. Takes a big hack, does Poltar at a fastball high for strike one. So an 0-1 count now to Poltar. The 0-1 breaking ball that Frazier has to step out and let hit off his chest protector to keep in front for ball one. The count now 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, bases loaded. Already 2 runs here crossed for Berkeley Post 14 in the bottom of the first to get a 2-0 lead. Poltar grounds it to Copenhaver at short, throws to second for 1 over to first for a double play to end the inning. A tough way to end it as Berkeley Post 14 did score 2 but wanted more with the bases loaded there. And that's all they get as we head to the second. It is Berkeley Post 14 2, Winchester Post 21 0 after 1. This is American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 back in 1 minute.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
When you're looking for the perfect gift, look no further than L.A. Roberts Jewelers at 146 North Queen Street in downtown Martinsburg. Choose from a huge selection of unique items, from the finest diamonds that make your eyes sparkle to exquisite timepieces, figurines, and collectibles. Buying from L.A. Roberts Jewelers means that you've made the decision to do business with people who've excelled in the industry for more than 100 years. They'll be here tomorrow when you need them, and if you need your jewelry or your watch repaired, they'll do that too. L.A. Roberts in downtown Martinsburg. Old World Jewelers for a new age.
Welcome back here as we enter inning number 2, top of the second, brought to you by the personal injury attorneys Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson. Visit burkeandschultz.com. We play hardball. Through 1 inning, it is Berkeley Post 14-2, Winchester Post 21-0. Due up here for the Renegades of Winchester, Largent, Shaw, Snyder, Ambrose, the 5, 6, 7 batters. Colin McLaughlin here for Talk Radio WRNR TV 10, WRNR TV on YouTube. John Alderton, the on-site producer, Kyler High and Alec Epperson, the camera crew, and back at the studio is Dylan Bishop. Jack Gross, first pitch. First pitch swinging is Largent. He'll ground it right to Oviedo at third, who sends a soft toss across the diamond, but still enough to get to Braden Edwards for out number 1. And that'll bring up Straw Snyder. As Tyler Straw Snyder walks across, takes a big stretch before stepping back into that right-handed batter's box to begin his at-bat. Pitch from Gross. Check swing. They say it's a ball. No appeal down to first on the swing. 1-0 count is the next pitch from Gross. Misses for ball 2. Is that one low and inside to Straw Snyder. Next pitch from Gross. Straw Snyder sends the opposite way into foul territory and caught by one of his teammates. There's some action in the bullpen, and doing his job correctly is Aaron DeHaven, making sure he protects those out there with him. And Liam Healy had no play on it, so he decided to catch it himself. Count 2-1 to Straw Snyder. And this time he hits it into the net in front of the first base fans. First base side fans, I guess, not fans of first base. Count 2-2. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on. Pitch. Fouled over into the on-deck area, where Ambrose is standing for Winchester. Count remains 2-2. Gross working quickly here against Straw Snyder. It's the 2-2 pitch. Fastball hardly grounded by Straw Snyder right to Henderson, standing over at second base side. And he'll scoop it up, throw to first. Edwards is there for the out. So 2 up, 2 down so far here in the top of the second, as Logan Ambrose will now come up to bat for Winchester Post 21. It's Berkeley Post 14 leading 2-0 so far. Here's the pitch, and that is inside for ball 1 to Ambrose. Gross so far now at 34 pitches. It's the 1-0. Misses upstairs for a ball. The count now 2-0 to Ambrose. Jack Gross sets. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That misses inside for ball 3. So 3-0 count here with 2 out and nobody on. See if Gross can settle down and find the strike zone here. It's the 3-0. Puts right down the middle to make the count now 3-1 to Ambrose. See if he can do it again. As Ambrose steps back in. Here's a 3-1 from Gross. And Ambrose will send that into left field. It's bobbled now by Earl, but nothing doing as he's quickly able to pick it up and fire it in. So it's just a 2-out single for Ambrose to bring up Dean. Second hit of the ball game for Winchester Post 21. Both hits so far have come with 2 outs. Judson Dean up to bat here against Gross. Pitch from Jet. It's taken for strike 1 on the outside corner by Dean. An 0-1 count. Next pitch. Breaking ball at the knees for strike 2 to Judson Dean. 0-2, 2 outs, runner at first. Here in the top of the second. The 0-2 pitch. Grounded right down the third baseline, and it is fair as it rolls for another single. Back-to-back singles for Winchester Post 21. Now has runners at first and second. And the designated hitter, Cade Cornwell, will step up to the bat. Great spot for that ground ball by Dean as Oviedo was not guarding the lines, playing more over to our right, his left. That one just got to the right of the third base bag. And here's the pitch, and that is tipped into the glove for strike 1 to Cornwell. So no balls, 1 strike, still 2 outs here in the top of the second. But a runner in scoring position for Winchester Post 21, and a runner at first as well as that second base runner. This one fouled back. Count now 0-2 to Cornwell. That time the foul ball was lower, so I didn't flinch. Yeah. We'll get there. See if another one comes at eye level or not and what I do. The 0-2 pitch from Jet Gross, lined right back to him. It takes his hat off. As that goes into center field, Hefner bobbled it, but the base runner, and Ambrose, was held up at third. So 3 straight singles by the bottom of the lineup for Winchester Post 21 with 2 outs. Loads the bases for Kemper Umps. Before the at-bat, it looks like we're going to get a timeout and see if it's the end for Jet Gross or not. Is Ethan Greenfield out there talking with him? Believe Jet right around that 40 mark. Greenfield has grabbed the baseball, so it does appear that we will have our first pitching change of the evening. Here in the top of the second, it is Berkeley Post 14 2, Winchester Post 21 nothing. Step aside, take a 1-minute break here for the pitching change, and we'll have the new pitcher when we come back. This is American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
So what? So what? It's not going to be easy. It's going to be really hard. We're going to have to work at it every day, but I want to do that because I want you. I want you and me forever, every day. What do you want? What do you want? Come on, what do you want?
What do you want?
I want Panhandle dumpsters for the first month free.
Use the promo code to get the first month free.
The future doesn't wait. Why should you? Blue Ridge Community and Technical College offers over 60 degree and certificate programs in education, IT, culinary arts, engineering, and so much more. Small class sizes, flexible schedules with evening and online classes, affordable tuition, plus financial aid is available to those who qualify. Now you can go to college. Visit us online at blueridgectc.edu. That's blueridgectc.edu. Stop waiting and enroll today.
We welcome you back here as we have a call to the bullpen, which is brought to you by Smallwood and Small Insurance in Martinsburg, your total insurance solution located at 1250 Edwin Miller Boulevard, Suite 301. Call them at 304-263-3361. I guess it's technically not a call to the bullpen, it's just a call to third base, as moving from third base to the pitcher's mound is number 10, Braden Oviedo. You got 2 out here in the top of the second, and the bases loaded in a 2-0 ball game. Berkeley Post 14 leads Winchester Post 21, but Post 21 has potentially a 2-out rally going. 3 straight singles so far to load the bases, and that'll bring up Kemper umps as we flip the lineup card over. First pitch from Oviedo. Misses outside for ball 1 to Umps. Umps walked his last time up. And then later was caught stealing second as the 1-0 is sent for a ride into right center field. Can somebody get there? No, it's going to bounce right in front of Sam Hefner, and we'll have a tied ball game. A 2 RBI single by Kemper Umps. Puts us at 2 apiece here in the top of the second. 4 straight singles with 2 outs here in the top half of that second inning for Winchester Post 21. Now puts runners on the corners and will bring up Zach Waskonunik. Oviedo on the mound. Sets. Here's the first pitch. Runner going. Is that pitch high for a ball? Count now 1-0. And on the catcher's indifference, Umps takes second and puts runners at second and third. Next pitch. Low for a ball. The count now 2-0 to Waskonunik. Oviedo sets. Here's the 2-0. Fastball that is popped up on the right side of the infield. Grant Henderson trying to track it down, and he does make the catch to end the inning. So 2 runners get left stranded on the corners, but a 2-out rally for Winchester Post 21 in the top of the second ties the ball game at 2-2 here against Berkeley Post 14. We'll step aside, take another 1-minute break, then return with the bottom of the second. This is American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Did you know a fully loaded truck weighs 80,000 pounds?
I do know that they can cause a lot of damage in a wreck.
Over 40,000 people die every year in crashes.
And distracted driving is getting even worse.
I wish we had better ways to prevent distracted driving.
Me too. But one thing we can do is help people who've been injured in car and truck accidents.
Hurting almost heaven? Dial the 7s. 304-777-7777.
SkinnerWins.com.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
We welcome you back here as we head to the bottom of the second, brought to you by the Berkeley County Health Department. Prevent, Promote, Protect, offering public, clinical, and environmental services at 122 Waverly Court in Martinsburg. Quick correction there to end the inning. That was not Henderson making the catch at second to end that top of the second inning. So he's moved over to third base as Oviedo took the mound. Figure that out later here, as now batting will be Jet Gross, as the first pitch to him misses outside for ball one. A 1-0 count as Apfel's next pitch catches the inside corner. The count now 1-1. One ball, one strike is the next pitch. Swung and missed by Gross. Count now 1-2. The lefty steps back in here against the righty Dylan Apfel. The 1-2 sent the opposite way, but it continues to go foul by Jet Gross. So the count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here in the bottom of the second, it is a 2-2 ball game now between Winchester Post 21 and Berkeley Post 14. So this one ripped foul into the third base dugout as everybody jumps out of the way. Looks like, fortunately, everybody okay over there as well. Apfel sets. Here's the pitch to Gross. Breaking ball. Does not break into the zone. It stays high. The count now even at 2-2 to Gross. This now on the 2-2 line, foul. Almost snagged out there. One of the bench players that were trying to collect all the other baseballs that Jet Gross has sent that way. So the count still 2-2. The pitch from Matt fell high and outside. Count now runs full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Jet Gross. Here's the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that's out number 1 here in the bottom of the second. So that'll bring up Grant Henderson. So now 1 out here in the bottom of the second with nobody on. It's the pitch from Apfel. Blooped to second base and caught by Wasko Nunick for out number 2. Soft contact there for Henderson. So the lineup card will flip over here, and that'll bring up Sam Hefner with 2 down. Apfel sets in the first pitch. Popped up down the first baseline in foul territory. Judson Dean locates it. Will make the catch. As 3 up, 3 down goes Berkeley Post 14 in the bottom of the second inning. After 2, it is Winchester Post 21 2, Berkeley Post 14 2. Head to the third. After this 1-minute break, this is American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
You have choices when it comes to appliance repair, but before you call a large corporate chain, consider what BW Appliance brings to the table. BW Appliance Repair offers fast in-home appliance repair services to the eastern panhandle of West Virginia, including Jefferson County and Berkeley County. We strive for professionalism, dedication, and honesty. Call us today at 304-279-8858 to schedule immediate service. You can also visit us online at bwappliance.repair.
Providing reliable protection since 1877, we are Farmers Mechanic Insurance Companies. For over a century, we have been dedicated to provide dependable insurance protection and excellent customer service. We specialize in auto, home, farm, and business insurance. Our products are backed with personal, hands-on service. You can trust us to protect what matters most to you. For all of your insurance needs, there's Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies.
Back here in the top of the third, which is brought to you by WVU Medicine, Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, leading healthcare here and everywhere, as we have another pitching change for Berkeley Post 14, which is brought to you by Smallwood and Small Insurance in Martinsburg, your total insurance solution, located at 1250 Edwin Miller Boulevard, Suite 301. Call 304-263-3361. Is now pitching for the Hornets is number 7, Christian Alter, who might have possibly been the second baseman to make the catch there at the end. Not 100% sure. I have to check that here later on, but it might have been, actually, I think Liam Healy is. Let me check Game Changer here. I think that's what it said, and it looks like that's where Healy is at right now, moving from right field to second base when I look out there now. So, yep, that's what it says. Wasko Nunick pops up to the second baseman, Healy, so there we go. Figured it out. Try to figure out the rest of the defensive changes as well for you. As for Winchester post 21, due up is Copenhaver, Frazier, Largent, the 3-4-5 batters in the lineup for Winchester post 21. It's the first pitch from Alter, misses high for ball one. Looks like Oviedo's moved back to third base after his short stint on the mound, as the 1-0 is sent softly down the third baseline, and that's going to stay fair. So, awkward leadoff single for Copenhaver. That'll bring up Frazier. I wasn't sure if possibly that hit off of Copenhaver or not, the way it found its way down the third baseline, but no appeal or anything, so the sixth hit of the night for Winchester post 21. It's Alter sets. Here's the pitch. And that is sent for a ride into deep left field, and you can forget about it. It goes over the scoreboard. A 2-run home run by Dylan Frazier in the top of the third gives Winchester post 21 a 4-2 lead over Berkeley post 14. The big boy sends it for a ride. He touches home. You can hear him say that was crazy. And now batting will be Brady Largent. First pitch, swinging is Largent. He'll ground it to second base. Healy throws it over to first for the out. So one down now, and that'll bring up Shaw Snyder. I don't know if I've ever seen a home run that far here at P.O. Faulkner Park. That easily cleared the scoreboard in left field. Strauss Snyder 0 for 1. He grounded out to second his last time up as he fouls that one back for a strike. It's an 0-1 count with one down here in the top of the third. Alter sets. Breaking ball. Outside for a ball. Count now 1-1. A 1-1 grounded just foul down the third base line by Strauss Snyder. The count 1-2 now. Still one out. 1-2 count here to Strauss Snyder. Alter sets. Here's the windup and the pitch. Breaking ball that Strauss Snyder does not chase is the count now, even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. By the way, here's your defensive lineup now for Berkeley post 14. It's Alter pitching, Poltar catching. First base, still Edwards as the 2-2. Sent into right field, tracking it down as the new left fielder will make the catch. That is Jet Gross out there in right for out number 2. So it's a good thing I was going to save him for last, because if I went to the outfield first. Looking at Game Changer, I would have been incorrect. Game Changer has it as Jameer Brown out there, but see the number 1 clear as day on the back there. As a swing and a miss by Ambrose for strike 1. 1-0 runs in and almost got the head of Ambrose, who had to duck out of the way. So 1-1 count, 2 out here. A 1-1 breaking ball that Ambrose is fooled by as Alter pulls the string on that one, the count 1-2. Alter sets. Here's the 1-2. Fastball just below the knees for ball 2 to Ambrose. So at shortstop, it's Grant Henderson once again. As I said, Oviedo back at third. Everybody else still the same as the 2-2. Change up way ahead of the pitch was Ambrose for strike 3 as he goes down swinging. And that ends the third, but not before Winchester post 21 takes a 4-2 lead in a big way with a Dylan Frazier bomb. We're headed to the third after this 1-minute break. Bottom of the third. This is American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
This new Rockstar Rewards card really rocks. You get 3 times more points and other cool stuff. It can turn water into gas. Boom! You get 10 cents off a gallon for the first 30 days and 3 cents after that.
You have 1,000 points.
I'll be back. It's like stealing candy from a baby. Bam! It's a piece of cake. It's like shooting fish in a barrel. They even give you a free gift on your birthday. Woohoo! And it turns water into wine.
No.
Get the new Rockstar Rewards card and get more stuff.
It's a no-brainer.
In the market for a new vehicle? Then look no further than CMA's Toyota of Martinsburg and CMA's Chevrolet of Martinsburg, all in one convenient location. We have hundreds of new and used vehicles available, so you'll be sure to find exactly what you're looking for. And with CMA's Love It or Leave It promise and our lifetime powertrain warranty, you can buy with confidence. Visit us online at CMA's Toyota of Martinsburg.com and CMA's Chevrolet of Martinsburg.com, where owners just care more.
We welcome you back here as we begin the bottom of the third. First pitch swinging is Liam Healy, and he will get a single between second base and short into left center field to begin the bottom of the third inning. Bottom of the third brought to you by Rock's Local Markets with locations all around the Panhandle. Fast, fresh, friendly Rock's. It is 4-2. Post 21 Renegades of Winchester leading the Hornets of Berkeley post 14. Now batting will be Braden Edwards. Here's the pitch, and Edwards reaches for one for strike 1 outside. That fell. Steps on the rubber, now looks over his shoulder at the runner at first, and Healy sends the 0-1 pitch, and that's going to be sent into center field. Kemper Umps is there and will now throw to first as Healy turns around and darts back, though. It's the throw short. But that's still out number 1 and will bring up Oviedo. Oviedo doubled his last time up and had an RBI. First RBI of the season for Ovi. As he takes the first pitch from Amfell, it's high for ball 1. Amfell looking over his back shoulder. Now fires the 1-0, and it's taken for a strike. Count now 1-1 to Oviedo. Oviedo so far has played third base and also pitched. When he was on the mound, he got his job done as this pitch outside for a ball to count 2-1. One out, runner on first here in the bottom of the third. Pitch from Apfel, high and in, as leaning back is Oviedo out of the way. The count now 3-1. Healy, the runner at first, takes his lead. Apfel sets. 3-1 pitch. That is inside for ball 4. Ovi will earn his way on a base on balls over to first base. Puts runners at first and second. And that'll bring up Christian Alter. Alter comes in the lineup in the spot of Jameer Brown with all those changes we've seen, and he'll swing through the first pitch and put it just past the second baseman into right field, and that'll load the bases for Berkeley Post 14 here in the bottom of the third. Alter comes in, puts himself in the stat book offensively. So now batting will be Jackson Earl, with one out and the bases juiced for the Hornets, who trail 4-2 here against Winchester Post 21 in the bottom of the third. Apfel, first pitch, and that is popped foul out of play on the first base side by Earl. So an 0-1 count now to Jackson. He walked his last time up. Apfel sets. 0-1 pitch. Fouled back for strike 2 by Earl. Got the infield corners in. Middle infield playing at normal depth with the bases loaded in case they can still get a double play to end the inning. Oh-2 count to Earl. Apfel checks the runners. Here's the 0-2 pitch. It's a breaking ball that slipped as it stays inside for a ball. Count 1-2. You can tell he'd like that one back as soon as he released it. Apfel gets the ball back from Frazier. Here's the 1-2. Is that now fouled back? The count remains 1-2. Healy, the runner at third. Oviedo, the runner at second. Alter, the runner at first. Represents the go-ahead run for Berkeley Post 14. 1-2 count with one out. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 for out number 2 as down goes Jackson Earl. As that is the third strikeout of the night for Dylan Apfel. That'll bring up Michael Poltar. First pitch up and in to Poltar for ball 1. Poltar, an open stance here for the righty. It's the 1-0. High and inside for ball 2 from Apfel. Poltar ahead in the count. We'll see if he can get some damage done. He's 0 for 1. He grounded into the 6-4-3 double play his last time up, which also were during a bases loaded situation. It's the 2-0 inside for ball 3, though. A 3-0 count now for Michael Poltar with the bases loaded. 2 out, bottom of the third. Apfel sets. Here's the 3-0. And that just catches the inside corner, says the home plate umpire at 4 strike. The count 3-1. Poltar takes a deep breath, steps back in to continue this at bat. Apfel sets. Here's the 3-1. And that's sent right over the head of the third baseman, Straw-Snyder, and down the line. It'll roll to the wall. 1 run will score. Here comes another. Can Alter make his way all around the bases? The throw home low. The throw back to third. In time, though, as Poltar was trying to stretch out a triple, but he still clears the bases and gets the job done in the bottom of the third to give Berkeley Post 14 a 5-4 lead. through 3 against Winchester Post 21. Step aside and take a 1-minute break and then return for the 4th. This is American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Most insurance companies see you as a claim number. Most law firms see you as a case file. When their top priority is their bottom line, you only get a fraction of the attention that you deserve. At the law firm of Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, it's personal. We listen to our clients to see the whole picture, because every part of you is important. For a team built on relationships and results, call Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson at 304 Lawyers, or visit us at burkeandschultz.com.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
Welcome back to P.O. Faulkner Park. Top of the 4th, brought to you by Skinner Accident Injury Lawyers, representing accident injury claims for over 50 years. Visit them online at skinnerwins.com. Score now through 3 is 5-4. Berkeley Post 14 leading Winchester Post 21 as the Hornets able to respond in that bottom of the 3rd thanks to Michael Poltar's bases clearing double that he wanted to extend to a triple, but Dylan Frazier, after the throw home from shortstop John Copenhaver, who cut off Logan Ambrose's throw from left field, wasn't in time. Frazier throws back to Strauss-Snyder at 3rd, who puts the tag on Poltar to end the inning. So here we go. In the 4th, due up, Dean, Cornwell, umps, the 8-9-1 batters for Winchester Post 21 against Christian Alter. First pitch from Alter, fouled and hits the face mask of our home plate umpire, who takes a step back, appears to be okay, shaking it off, and we'll have our new catcher, trying to see who that is. Give him some time here. Looks like it's Cole Smith now in for Michael Poltar behind the plate, doing the catching for Berkeley Post 14. So the count, no balls and 1 strike off that foul ball by Dean. Smith crouches back down now behind home plate, and we resume action. Pitch from Alter. Breaking ball that just misses for a ball to Dean. The count now 1-1. So 1-1 count to Judson Dean is the next pitch. Another breaking ball that stays even higher this time. Count now 2-1. Dean singled his last time up, later came home to score in that 2-out rally in the 2nd. So this pitch popped up into shallow center field. Shortstop Grant Henderson is there to make the catch for out number 1. 1 out now is the designated hitter Cade Cornwell will step up to bat for Winchester. He also singled his last time up. As Alter sets, fires the first pitch, and that's a breaking ball just outside for ball 1 to Cornwell. Top 4th, it's a 5-4 lead for Berkeley Post 14 here against Winchester Post 21. The next pitch from Alter, fastball. Called a strike to Cornwell to even up the count at 1 apiece. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out, nobody on. Alter fires, and that is sent on a line in between shortstop and 3rd by Cornwell for a 1-out single into left. That'll flip the lineup once again, bring up the leadoff man, Kemper Umps, up to bat for a third time. So another single for the DH in the 9-hole, Cade Cornwell. Salter sets. First pitch to Umps is a fastball at the letters for strike one. So no balls, one strike. So Umps steps back in. The 0-1 breaking ball that tails its way in and gets a piece of Umps. So hit by pitch puts him at first. Cornwell walks his way over to second. That'll bring up Wasko Nunick. Umps reaches base for the third time today. And Salter looks at the runners here with one out. Now sends the first pitch, and it's grounded by Wasko Nunick, the shortstop, and that's going to go under the glove of Henderson into left field as Earl's throw home short. Coming home to score is Cornwell, and we are tied at 5-5 here in the top of the fourth between Winchester post 21 and Berkeley post 14. So that was a unfortunate situation there for Grant Henderson. He was going over to try and cover second base while that play was beginning, and since he was going that direction and the hit behind him, he just couldn't get back there in time to put a glove on it. As now batting is John Copenhaver, as the first pitch is taken by Copenhaver for strike one. And he'll send this 0-1 pitch between shortstop and third into left field, and Earl's throw cut off by Oviedo. But the bases are now loaded. And oh no, here comes Dylan Frazier up to bat once again. We all know what he did his last time up. He sent a 2-run home run over the scoreboard in left field. Alter sets. Here's the first pitch. That's high and outside to Frazier for ball one. One out, bases loaded for Winchester post 21 here, and now a 5-5 score in the top of the fourth against Berkeley post 14. A 1-0. Grounded to shortstop. Henderson throws to second for one. The throw to first, not in time. It sails its way actually out of play, and that's going to score a few as a result of the error. That was nowhere close to Bradley Loper's glove. It goes past the dugout, and Winchester post 21 now leads Berkeley post 14 7-5. That'll bring up Largent. First pitch, breaking ball, is a strike to Largent. As the next one pops up in the shallow part of the infield, and Alter will call off his defense and make the catch to end the inning. But Winchester post 21 scores 3 runs in the top of the fourth and now leads Berkeley post 14 7-5 as we head to the bottom of the fourth after this 1-minute break. You're tuned into American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Whoa, what's all this? Robbie's Quack Attack at Floor Pools? Pick a duck and save up to 15% off your in-store purchase? That's wild! Now through June 21st, pick a duck and save up to 15% on chemicals, toys, and limited supplies to have a safe and enjoyable summer in your pool. That's right, a lucky duck can save big bucks now through June 21st. Robbie knows your cool summer headquarters is Floor Pools. They've got hot tubs starting at just $49 a month, pools from $100 a month, and saunas starting at $80 a month. Don't forget about cold plunges and endless pools too. And check this out. Floor Pools now offers plunge pools. These compact in-ground pools are perfect for smaller backyards, low maintenance, energy efficient, and ideal for cooling off, relaxing, or even fitness and hydrotherapy. Big style and small footprint. It's everything you want in a pool without taking over your yard. The pool experts at Floor Pools are here to help you all summer long. Floor Pools in Chambersburg, Hagerstown, and Martinsburg, where your summer oasis starts.
We welcome you back here to P.O. Faulkner Park as we head to the bottom of the fourth, which is brought to you by Floor Pools. Make every day better with a hot tub or swimming pool. Floor Pools has locations in Martinsburg, Chambersburg, and Hagerstown. A 3-run top of the fourth gives Winchester Post 21 the lead back now at 7-5. Still trying to finish out filling out my scorecard here as it's been a busy ball game so far. Flip it over and give you who's due up here for Berkeley Post 14. Looks like it's the 8-9-1 batters as Jet Gross will come up to bat for the second time today. And it looks like we have a new pitcher out on the mound as well, as Dylan Apfel's day is done for Winchester. So let's get a call to the bullpen, brought to you by Smallwood and Small Insurance in Martinsburg, your total insurance solution, located at 1250 Edwin Miller Boulevard, Suite 301. Call the number 304-263-3361. It's now pitching for Winchester Post 21. Trying to double check here who that is. I believe it's Aaron DeHaven out there on the mound, number 9. It's the first pitch to Gross. Is ball 1. It's the next pitch from DeHaven. Outside for ball 2 to Gross. So count 2-0. It's the 2-0. Taken for strike. Making the count now 2 balls and 1 strike to Gross. Gross, his last time up, had a lengthy at-bat that unfortunately ended on a strikeout swinging as the 2-1 taken for strike 2. Even up the count at 2 apiece now to Jet Gross. Here's the 2-2, and that is tipped into the catcher's glove for strike 3. So that's out number 1. And now that'll bring up for Berkeley Post 14, Grant Henderson. Good job by Dylan Frazier there to snag that one off the tip. Haven sets. Here's the first pitch, and it's a swing and a miss for strike 1 by Henderson. Aaron DeHaven with the 0-1 count, sets. Here's the next pitch, and that is outside in the opposite batter's box. It will make its way to the backstop. The count now 1-1. Let's get you final stat line for Apfel out on the mound. He pitched 3 innings, gave up 4 hits, 5 runs, 4 of them earned, and struck out and walked 3 batters each. As the next pitch misses high for a ball, so the count 2 balls, 1 strike to Henderson, with 1 out, nobody on here in the bottom of the 4th, and a 7-5 Winchester Post 21 lead over Berkeley Post 14. 2-1 pitch, high for ball 3 now, so the count 3-1 to Henderson. Henderson lined out to second base his last time up. Here's the 3-1 pitch from Aaron DeHaven. That's inside. It looks like possibly getting a piece of it was Henderson, so that is a 3-2 count now off that check swing. So the count full. DeHaven sets. Here's the payoff pitch to Henderson. And that is low, just below the knees for ball 4 on the fastball. So it's a base on balls with 1 out, putting Henderson at first. Lineup flips over. Now batting appears is Brett Pedersen. In for Hefner. And he's going to send this one foul the opposite way for strike 1. An 0-1 count now to Brett. It's the next pitch. Catches the outside part of the plate for strike 2. Patterson didn't like that one. See, resets here behind in the count 0-2 against DeHaven with the runner on first. Here's the 0-2 pitch. He's going to ground that to third. Stroh-Snyder throws to second for 1. Throw to first, not in time. So they get the lead runner on the 5-4 fielder's choice. And that's it. It's now batting will be Liam Healy with 2 down and the runner on first. Healy walked his first time up, singled his last time up. Both times came around to score. Here's DeHaven's first pitch. And that is grounded to shortstop. Sliding is Copenhaver on the turf, and he makes a great play, throwing it to Waska Nunick at second to end the inning. It stays 7-5. Winchester post 21, leading Berkeley post 14 through 4 innings played. We're headed to the 5th after this 1-minute break. This is American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How can I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm John Everson, Private Wealth Advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
Mark Hughes Plumbing and HVAC is here to solve your plumbing and heating problems while meeting your renovation needs. Now serving Berkeley, Jefferson, Hampshire, and Mineral counties. We're a family-owned and operated company that's fully licensed and insured. We can do kitchen and bathroom upgrades and remodels, plumbing, HVAC and light excavation, well pumps, water heaters, and drain clearing. Call 304-620-8013. Mark's Hughes Plumbing and HVAC. We look forward to working with you.
We welcome you back here on Talk Radio WRNR, TV 10, WRNR TV on YouTube. Top half of the 5th inning we go, which is brought to you by CMA's Martinsburg and Winchester dealerships. They're proud to be the owners who just care more. Due up here are the 6, 7, 8 batters in the lineup for Winchester post 21. So they lead Berkeley post 14, 7-5. And it will be Tyler Stroh-Snyder stepping up to bat here against Christian Alter. Colin McLaughlin here for Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. John Alderton, the on-site producer. Kyler High, Alec Epperson, our camera crew. Back at the studio is Dylan Bishop. As Alter sets and fires the first pitch, which is a hard shot by Stroh-Snyder off the glove of Oviedo at third and will trickle its way into left field. Tough play for Oviedo there at third. Probably going to be a single. We'll see what Game Changer scores that as and leave it up to whoever runs that. As Ambrose now up to bat as the first pitch. He'll swing through for strike 1. That is a single. Ruled by them as well, so unanimous there for Stroh-Snyder. His first hit of the evening. It's the next pitch. Swing and a miss by Ambrose for strike two. So an 0-2 count for Ambrose, who is 1 for 2 today. He singled his first time up, struck out swinging his last time up. Here's the 0-2 pitch. He just gets a piece of the breaking ball. Stays alive. Here against Alter with the runner on first in the top of the fifth. Alter turns and looks at the runner at first, now sets. Runner goes, here's the 0-2 pitch, and that is grounded foul by Ambrose down the third base side. So that forces Strauss-Snyder to jog back over to first, who had a great jump there. But unfortunately for him, the hit and run situation did not work out. 0-2 count for Ambrose. Alter sets. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and that is sent to left field. Backing up on it is Pedersen, and that's going to go over his head and hop against the wall. I'll send a throw over the cutoff man to third, and did Oviedo get Strauss-Snyder leaning off the bag? No. He's able to quickly turn and slide back in. It's a double by Ambrose. With nobody out, Winchester post 21 as runners at second and third to bring up Judson Dean. Alter's first pitch to Dean. It's a breaking ball, smothered by Smith to keep in front of him. Make sure no pass ball allows a run to score. But it's a 1-0 count now to Dean. It's the 1-0. Fouled off by Dean. Count now 1-1. Nobody out. Runners on second and third for Winchester post 21. So they're trying to extend a 7-5 lead here against Berkeley post 14. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball that just gets outside. Count now 2-1 to Dean. Dean steps out. Wait here as Christian Alter wants to quickly retie his shoe out on the mound. A 2-1 count, nobody out to Judson Dean with runners on second and third. Here's the pitch, and Dean puts this one way foul out of play over the indoor batting cage. Count now 2-2. If that one was fair, it might have given a run for its money to Frazier's home run. Here's the 2-2. It's a breaking ball that stays high, so the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Dean. Nobody out. Runners on second and third. It's the top of the 5th inning. Alter on the mound for post 14 here against post 21. 3-2 pitch. Sent down the third base side and foul once again by Dean. We'll reset things here at the 3-2 count. Winchester post 21 leads it 7-5 here against Berkeley post 14. Alter sets. Here's the 3-2 pitch. That is a grounder to Oviedo, and he'll throw to first for the outs. But a run comes home to score. Zovi wanted to try to get the base runner from second, and Ambrose wasn't worried about Strauss-Snyder, who was charging home. And that makes it now 8-5, Winchester post 21 leading Berkeley post 14 with 1 out and the runner at second. That looks like that'll be the end for Christian Alter out on the mound, as Ethan Greenfield makes his way out of the dugout, now to the pitcher's mound. See if it truly is or if it's just a brief meeting and I misspoke too early. It looks like that'll be the case, actually, so my apologies there, as Christian Alter is going to stay out on the mound for Berkeley Post 14. This will now have up to bat for Winchester Post 21, a 9-hole hitter, designated hitter, in Cade Cornwell. Runner on second, 1 out. Here's the pitch from Alter. It's a breaking ball outside. Cornwell does not chase at for ball 1. Alter checks the runner behind him, now sends the 1-0 pitch. That is sent in between shortstop and third into left field. Pedersen picks it up, throws home, is rounding third and coming home to score is Ambrose. It's cut off by Alter, and it goes off his glove into the third base dugout. And now his throw to third not in time. So Alter tried to cut that throw off because he realized that the runner was most likely scoring and eventually did score. But since it hit off his glove, Cornwell, on the mistake, heads to third here with 1 out. And the score now 9-5. Winchester Post 21 leads it by 4 here against Berkeley Post 14 in the top of the 5th. His first pitch swinging is umps, and he'll foul it down the first baseline. So 1 out, runner at third. 0-1 count to umps. Pitch from Alter. Breaking ball, swing, and maybe getting a piece of it just slightly was umps. Goes in the catcher's mitt of Cole Smith for strike 2. Check, check. Here, our apologies there, as somehow the audio went out. It's a 1-2 count, fouled off by umps. So the count 1-2. Not sure what happened there. It was just the audio that somehow went off, but hopefully all good here now. Runner at third still with 1 out here in the top of the 5th. Alter on the mound. Sets. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And that's inside and will hit umps once again. He's hit back-to-back plate appearances. Puts him at first with 1 out. Winchester Post 21 now has runners on the corners here in the top of the 5th. Swasko Nunick will step up to bat once again. Alter sets. Here's the first pitch. And it's a fly ball into deep right field. Jet Gross will make the catch, route number 2. But that's going to score a run on the sac fly, making it 10-5. Winchester Post 21 now leading Berkeley Post 14 here in the top of the 5th. So Waskanunik gets the job done there with the RBI sac fly. Umps stays at first. That'll bring up Copenhaver. Alter's first pitch. Misses just outside for ball 1 to Copenhaver. 2 out, 1-0 count. Runner at first to Copenhaver and a 10-5 lead. So this tips into the glove for a strike by Copenhaver. The count now 1-1. Back-to-back 3-run innings put up by Winchester post 21. It's the 1-1 breaking ball. Called strike 2 on the outside part of the plate. Copenhagen now behind in the count 1-2. Here's the pitch. Runner goes. And that is a line drive sent right back up the middle. And will be fielded by the center fielder, Earl. But now runners on the corners. With 2 outs still. Again, here comes Dylan Frazier. What a day for Copenhagen, though. 4 for 4. All 4 singles. We all know Frazier at that 2-run home run, his second at-bat of the day against Alter. It's the first pitch here. I'll send a hard ground ball past the diving glove of Grant Henderson into left field, and another run will score for Winchester post 21, extending its lead now to 11-5 here in the top of the 5th against Berkeley post 14. So, that'll bring up Largent, but first, we'll have another mound visit, and it should this time be all, unfortunately, for Christian Alter. So we'll hand the baseball to Ethan Greenfield. We'll step aside and take a 1-minute break for a pitching change. You're tuned into American Legion baseball action on Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg and TV 10.
Panhandle Printing and Design is your full-service local print shop.
With over 50 years of combined experience, we know how to handle all of your printing and design needs.
We can handle anything, from small business cards to wrapping large vehicles. Our in-house design team can do it all. As a staple of this community, we love helping people promote their events, businesses, and anything they're passionate about. Envision, create, and bring your ideas to life with Panhandle Printing and Design.
WVU Medicine is excited to announce the opening of our new ear, nose, and throat location in Hagerstown. Our trusted ear, nose, and throat specialists are expanding their expert care in the region. From sinus treatment to complex thyroid conditions, WVU Medicine Ear, Nose, and Throat is here to help you breathe easier and feel your best. WVU Medicine Ear, Nose, and Throat Hagerstown, 13 Western Maryland Parkway, Suite 106. Now scheduling new patients at 304-262-9400.
We welcome you back here as we head to, we're still in the top of the 5th. Lost my train of thought there, but we have a pitching change brought to you by Smallwood and Small Insurance in Martinsburg, your total insurance solution located at 1250 Edwin Miller Boulevard, Suite 301. Call 304-263-3361. Alter's day on the mound is done. Now pitching will be Liam Healy for post 14. As Winchester post 21 leads it 11-5. So it looks like it will be a swap between them, as now over at second base it looks like will be Christian Alter. Also want to correct myself from earlier. Now at shortstop is Alex Danner, so that was him trying to dive and make that play instead of Henderson. The first pitch from Healy is a fastball taken for a strike by Largent. So 0-1 count, 2 outs, runners at first and second. That being Frazier and Copenhagen, as the 0-1 is a breaking ball by Healy. And that is ball 1. Healy checks the runners. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That is a swing and a miss for strike 2 by Largent. Largent, the only player for Winchester post 21 without a hit today. Trying to change that here now. The 1-2 pitch. Outside in the opposite batter's box is Cole Smith, able to keep it in front of him though. The count 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on. One at second, the other at first. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball inside for ball 3. So full count to Largent now. Here's the payoff pitch from Healy as the runners go, and that is outside for ball 4. So Largent doesn't get his first hit, but does reach base still for the first time today on a base on balls, and that will load the bases for Winchester post 21. They now hit around here, the entire lineup in this top of the 5th. As Straw-Snyder steps up to bat once again. Here's the pitch. That is high and outside for ball 1 to Straw-Snyder. He singled his last time up to begin this inning, but so far has seen 4 runs cross for post 21. And he sends this one over the pitcher's mound, scooped up by Alter, but he can't make a play. And that'll score a run, making it 12-5. Winchester post 21 leading Berkeley post 14 now in the top of the 5th. So an infield single there. Keeps the bases loaded and will bring up Ambrose. Pitch to Ambrose. Sent in between shortstop and third into left field. And bobbled by Pedersen. And that'll score 2 runs. Making it now 14-5. It's bad. It's quickly gone to worse for Berkeley post 14 here in this top of this 5th inning. The first pitch from Healy slips away to Dean, way high, jumping up as Cole Smith to get it for ball 1. Next pitch, taken for a strike. The count now 1-1 to Dean. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Next pitch, inside for a ball. The count now 2-1. Two-1. Low and away for ball 3. The count now 3-1. 2 outs, runners at first and second. 3-1 count now to Dean here from Liam Healy. Pitch. Catches the outside part of the plate for strike 2, says the home plate umpire. Dean thought it was ball 4. Count instead full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Expect the runners to be in motion here with 2 out. Healy sets. Here's the 3-2. Runners go, and that breaking ball stays high and in for ball 4. That will load the bases here. Bring up Cornwell. (14-5). Winchester post 21 leads Berkeley post 14. Here's the pitch. Fastball outside for ball 1 to Cornwell. Cornwell, a 3-for-3 day so far. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And that skips off the glove of Smith and will score the 15th run for Winchester post 21. Which means Berkeley post 14 possibly be down to its final 3 outs in the bottom of the 5th here at home. It's the count now 2-0 to Cornwell. Runners at second and third with 2 out. Here's the pitch from Healy. And that is going to be a fly ball by Cornwell to left center field. And will be caught by the center fielder, Earl, to retire the side. 13 batters make it, actually. Wanted to quickly make sure I had that math correctly. Come up to bat here in the top of the 5th. That's 8 runs across the plate for Winchester, post 21. They lead at 15-5 against Berkeley, post 14. We're headed to the bottom of the 5th after this 1-minute break. You're tuned into American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Hey, it's Cody from Cody's Auto Body.
You're a potty mouth.
But we do a really great job fixing cars after an accident.
I know, but you're still a potty mouth.
I'm possibly the best friend you could ever have.
You are, but potty mouth.
If you need your car repaired, come to Cody's Auto Body, located at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg. Because that's Cody's with a T for f***ing trust.
See? Potty mouth.
Leave me alone.
Happiness grows here. Orr's Farm Market.
Spring has sprung. Time to head to Orr's Farm Market to find your flowers, veggie plants, bagged mulches, and potting soil. Visit our bakery counter to try our new homemade quiches, pepperoni rolls, and don't forget our pie flavor of the month, Boston cream pie. We have West Virginia food products, local coffee, honey, maple syrup, dairy, and meat. We have 25 new Orr's jam and salsa flavors for you to try. Check us out at orrsfarmmarket.com. And remember, Orr's Farm Market, happiness grows here.
We welcome you back. Bottom half of the 5th, brought to you by Trips Flooring. Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring needs? Call Trips Flooring at 304-229-7009 or online at tripsfloorsanding.com. It is 15-5. Winchester, post 21, leads Berkeley, post 14. That is a big inning there. 8 runs in the top of the 5th for post 21. Gives them that 10-run lead now here at P.O. Faulkner Park. Here comes Bradley Loper up to bat to begin this bottom of the 5th. First pitch swinging is Loper, and it's a soft ground ball down the first base line. It'll go foul at the very last second to avoid a one-pitch ground out for Loper. So it goes Loper, Oviedo, and then it should be Alter after him, the 3-4-5 batters currently in the lineup for the Hornets here in the bottom of the 5th against Aaron DeHaven. Next pitch, grounded once again, foul, this time into the visitors' on-deck area, count 0-2. Loper came in to play first base for Edwards. That's his first at-bat of the evening as the 0-2 outside. Count now 1-2 from DeHaven. One-two pitch. Inside for ball 2. So count even up now at 2 apiece to Loper. The lefty here against the righty on the mound. DeHaven sets. Here's the 2-2. That is sent by Loper into right center field. Hustling over his umps, and he's going to get there. He makes the catch for out number 1. That's why he's not only the leadoff batter, but also the center fielder. And that'll bring up Braden Oviedo. One out here in the bottom of the 5th. First pitch to Oviedo, right at the belt for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike is the next pitch. fouled off for strike 2 by Oviedo here against Aaron DeHaven. So no balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. DeHaven sets, rocks, and fires. And that's going to be fouled over the press box by Oviedo. Keep the count at 0-2. The 0-2. On away for a ball. The count now 1-2. 1-2. Sent into right center field by Oviedo, who tosses his bat in frustration as a great defensive play, this time by Brady Largent. A right fielder dives for it and makes the catch in the grass for out number 2. And not only Winchester post 21 showing off the bats, showing off the defense here to end the game as well. Most likely, unless Berkeley post 14 can get a 2-out rally going here, down 15-5. As Christian Alter will step up to bat. That runs in and almost hits Alter. It's ball 1 from Aaron DeHaven. DeHaven sets. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and Alter fouls that one straight back for a 1-1 count now. Wait for a new baseball to be sent over. Got 2 outs, nobody on, as Alter steps back in the right-handed batter's box here against DeHaven. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And fouled straight back once again by Alter. Count now 1 ball and 2 strikes. It's Aaron DeHaven trying to put this ball game away for Winchester post 21. Give them its second win. Berkeley post 14 second loss if he can do so. The 1-2 pitch to Alter. Fastball grounded right back up the middle and through the gap. Alter gets a hit. 2-out single. Keeps Berkeley post 14 alive for now. We'll bring up Jackson Earl. And that is Alter's, I believe, second hit of the day. Here's the pitch to Earl. Swing and a miss, strike 1. DeHaven blows that fastball by him. DeHaven, with the runner on first, looks over at him. Now looks back home. Gets the call from his catcher. Here's the 0-1. That just misses. Count now 1-1 to Earl. Earl walked his first time up, struck out swinging his last time up. Here's the 1-1. And he'll line that into right center field. It is down for a hit. Umps scoops it up, throws it in. With 2 outs, you got runners on the corners now for Berkeley post 14. They're staying alive once again. As Cole Smith will come up to bat. DeHaven checks the runners. First pitch to Smith. It's called strike 1. An 0-1 count with 2 out. Here's the 0-1, and that is outside and almost gets past our catcher here. and Zachary Thomas, who was checked in. So count 1-1. The 1-1 pitch misses low for ball 2. So 2-1 count with 2 outs. It's 15-5. Winchester Post 21 leads Berkeley Post 14. Ooh. 2-1. This time does get past Thomas, but not too far, as the runner, Christian Alter, stays put at third. Count 3-1. Saying ooh because we just had a lightning strike off in the distance down the first baseline. Yeah. So, got the storms in the area, but not seen rain here so far at P.O. Faulkner Park. 3-1 count with 2 out. Runners on the corners for Smith. DeHaven sets. Here's the 3-1, and that is fouled off into the third base dugout by Smith. The count now 3-2. Yeah, Jet Gross on deck. Waiting to see here if Smith can extend the game even longer for Berkeley Post 14. Daven, 3-2 pitch. That is lined right over the jumping Wasco Nunick into right center field. That'll score 1. As rounding third now and coming home is Earl to score 2. It is a bases clearing double by Cole Smith. He says, "We ain't leaving just yet." Here in the bottom of the 5th, making it 15-7. Now batting will be Jack Gross. DeHaven sets. Here's the first pitch. That is outside for ball 1 to Jet Gross. Gross steps back in. DeHaven sets. Here's the next pitch. That's a swing and a miss. Count now 1-1 to Gross. One count with 2 out. Here in the bottom of the 5th. Next pitch outside for a ball. The count 2-1 to Gross. Got some life back in that third base dugout for Berkeley Post 14 here. After 3 straight hits with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. The 2-1 pitch. And outside in the opposite batter's box for ball 3 is Aaron DeHaven starting to lose control possibly here a little bit. He's over 40 pitches and going to get a timeout called now by Winchester Post 21 to get a brief mound visit and calm down the pitcher, Aaron DeHaven. It is 15-7, Winchester Post 21 leading Berkeley Post 14. You can see the radar here with the storms in the area. Look straight above us and you can see the blue skies for now. Home plate umpire going out to break up the meeting on the pitcher's mound. 3-1 count to Jet Gross. That's what we currently see here with 2 out. A runner on second, that being Cole Smith after his 2 RBI double to make it 15-7. Avoid a, for now, mercy rule. DeHaven on the rubber here. Looks at the runner behind him. 3-1 pitch. That is fouled back. Out of play by Gross. The count now full at 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs to Jet Gross. Here for Aaron DeHaven on the mound for Winchester. Here's the pitch. That's outside, ball 4. Jet Gross reaches base for the first time. It's a base on balls. Puts him at first. Smith at second. Bring up a new batter for Berkeley Post 14. He's entering the lineup for Henderson. It's Alex Danner. The first pitch is strike 1 to Danner. DeHaven at 45 pitches now. Here's the 0-1. That's inside for a ball. So count 1-1 now to Danner. Berkeley Post 14 trying to get a 2-out rally of its own. Here's the 1-1. And that is fouled into the first base side. The count now 1-2 to Danner. Winchester Post 21-15 and Berkeley Post 14-7 is the score. Here in the bottom of the 5th inning with 2 out and a runner on first and second. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and that's fouled straight back by Danner to stay alive. Danner steps back in. DeHaven steps back on the rubber on top of the pitcher's mound. 1-2 pitch. Inside, check swing. No appeal, though, from what I can tell. Count 2-2, as that pitch was high. We do get a late appeal, and the field umpire says no throw, but the 2-2 is a fastball inside that handcuffs Danner, who swings through it and misses to end the inning. So through 5 played, 15-7, Winchester Post 21 leads Berkeley Post 14. Headed to 6th after this 1-minute break. You're tuned in to American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
With a great selection comes great possibilities. And at CMA's CDJR of Martinsburg, the possibilities are endless. Shop our amazing selection of new vehicles like the Ram 1500. And right now, save on new Jeeps like the Wrangler and Grand Cherokee models. Plus, every Jeep purchase comes with our Jeep Wave program. So wherever your possibilities take you, you'll be connected. Shop CMA's CDJR of Martinsburg today. Owners just care more.
Tomorrow's success begins with today's preparation. Give your child a pathway to flourish and thrive with a well-rounded education. Enrollment is now open at the Classical Christian Academy in Martinsburg. Visit tcca.life/information. Tomorrow's success begins with today's preparation. Give your child a pathway to flourish and thrive with a well-rounded education. Enrollment is now open at the Classical Christian Academy in Martinsburg. Visit tcca.life/information.
We welcome you back. Top of the 6th, brought to you by Parsons Ford at 1400 Shepherdstown Road and online at parsonsford.com. They became number 1 by making you number 1 first. Parsons. Liam Healy still out on the mound for Berkeley Post 14. It is 15-7, Winchester Post 21 leading. Due up here in the 6th, top of the lineup for Winchester Post 21. Umps, Waska Nunik, Copenhaver. Double check here. Got the defensive alignment all correct currently for Post 14. Looks like re-entering the game and now playing at second base for Christian Alter will be Jameer Brown. And I think that is the only change here. So umps will step up to bat here in the 6th. So far, he's walked, singled, and has been hit by a pitch not once, but twice. The first pitch he'll take, and that is strike 1 from Healy. So the next pitch from Healy is a very off-speed pitch that misses outside for a ball. The count 1-1. You can start to see some storm clouds making a way over top of us as that pitch outside. The count 2-1. So it slowly gets darker and darker here at P.O. Faulkner Park. The 2-1 pitch from Healy to umps. Fastball outside for ball 3. So 3-1 count now to the leadoff batter here in the 6th for Winchester post 21. Pitch. Taken 4 strikes, so the count now full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Healy. It's ready here for the payoff pitch as he sets. Here's the delivery to umps. We'll foul that down the third base side and out of play, ricocheting off the indoor batting cage here at P.O. Faulkner, home of the Martinsburg Bulldogs. So the count remains full. We'll reset. Continue the at-bat. Here's the pitch. And that's once again fouled off by umps. Get another battle here today. Umps, the lefty steps back in here against the righty Liam Healy. Here's the 3-2, and that is inside for ball 4. So umps fights his way to earn another base on balls and reach base for a 5th time today. And that'll bring up Wasco Nunick. Healy sets. First pitch. Big swing and a miss for strike 1. Healy crouches down, now sets back up. Looking over his shoulder as the runner goes. Here's the pitch, and that's inside for a ball, and it was a breaking ball, so easily stealing second is umps. 1-1 count now to Wasco Nunick. There's the 1-1. Swing and a miss for strike 2 to Wasco Nunick. So 1-2 count with the runner at second and nobody out here in the top of the 6th. 15-7, Winchester post 21 leads Berkeley post 14. Healy sets. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and that slips out of his hand and goes behind the right-handed batter of Wasco Nunick. The count now 2-2. Yelly shaking off the call from his catcher Smith. Now gets the one that he likes. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That's just outside for ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Another full count here in the 6th. Healy fires home. It's blown away. That's back-to-back walks issued by Liam Healy with runners now at first and second to bring up Copenhagen. Copenhagen 4 for 4 so far as he swings through this one inside for strike one. Getting a sarcastic applause by his teammates in the dugout. The 0-1 skips off the turf. Count now 1-1. One count. Runners at first and second. Nobody out. Healy will step off the backside of the mound and quickly step back on. Just wanted to put the runners back. And now we get a time called here by Copenhagen to reset. He'll step out and step back into the right-handed batter's box now. 1-1 pitch. Taken. And that's ball 2. Two balls, one strike to Copenhagen. Here's the pitch. He's going to send that into center field. Backing up on it is Earl, and he'll make the catch. Now throw to third. Oviedo gets it, throws to second, and the tag applied as Wasko Nunick was running on the throw to third. As Umps got to third safely on the tag up, but Wasko Nunick is down on the 8-5-4 play there. Now you have 2 out and a runner on third. Now batting is the new catcher in Thomas. The first pitch misses. No, it is. Just catching a piece of the outside part of the plate for a strike. The 0-1. Slapped foul on the third base side by Thomas. The count 0-2. Zachary Thomas. Healy trying to get out of the inning, giving up no runs. Here's the 0-2. That one, a pop fly into shallow right center field, and that's going to drop in for a hit and score a run. Make it 16-7 now in the top of the 6th. Winchester post 21 leading Berkeley post 14. That'll bring up Brady Largent. First pitch to Largent, outside for a ball. So 1-0 count with 2 outs here and a runner on first. A 1-0. Hard ground ball to shortstop, and the throw to second will end the inning. A 6-4 fielder's choice for Largent at bat. 1 run scores here in the top of the 6th, making it 16-7. Winchester post 21 leading Berkeley post 14. Headed to the bottom of the 6th on the other side of this 1-minute break. You're tuned into American Legion Baseball and Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, shrimp nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
We welcome you back here as we enter the Bottom of the 6th, which is brought to you by Hagerstown Ford, revolutionizing the car buying experience. You can buy your next vehicle online. They'll deliver it to you. If you don't like it, they'll take it back. Visit them online at FordHagerstown.com. 1, 2, 3 due up in the lineup for Berkeley Post 14. Currently trail by 9 runs. We'll see Brett Pedersen up the bat here against Aaron DeHaven, who so far for Winchester has pitched 2 innings, giving up 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned. Struck out 2 and have walked 2 on 50 pitches, 30 of them for strikes. So here's Pedersen for Berkeley Post 14. It's DeHaven's first pitch. Is in there and taken for strike 1. DeHaven gets the toss back from Thomas. Here's the 0-1 pitch now. And Pedersen fouls that one into his dugout for strike 2. To some shrieks from his teammates. I think those were more just for fun rather than anything serious by the Hornets over there. It's the 0-2. Fastball. Hard ground ball by Pedersen underneath the glove of the shortstop. And that is a leadoff single for Brett Pedersen here in the bottom of the 6th. And that'll bring up now Liam Healy. The lefty up the bat now. Here against DeHaven. DeHaven's pitch. Healy will let go by, and it's strike 1. DeHaven sets now. Short lead for Pedersen over at first. It's the 0-1 pitch outside for a ball. The count now 1-1 to Healy. Might be one of the shorter leads you'll see as Pedersen taking probably only about 2 steps. Make it a third now for good measure over at first base. It's the 1-1 pitch. Misses outside for ball 2 to Healy. Haven looks over, sets. Here's the 2-1. Healy chops that one foul. The count now 2-2. Healy so far walked his first time up, singled his second time up, and his last time up hit into that 6-4 fielder's choice to end the 4th inning. We wait for the home plate umpire to grab a baseball here and make his way back behind the catcher and Thomas. 2-2 count to Liam Healy. Haven sets. Here's the pitch, and that is going to be a ground ball in between first and second by Healy. It's back-to-back singles in the bottom of the 6th for Berkeley Post 14. That'll bring up Bradley Loper. Berkeley Post 14 not giving up here tonight. So that's the Hornets' 9th hit of the evening, compared to 17 on the opposite side. It's been a slugfest here today. 23 combined runs so far. Maybe the night's still young, who knows, as the first pitch outside for ball 1 to Loper. A 1-0 count. Runners at first and second, nobody out. DeHaven sets. Here's the pitch. That's outside for ball 2 to Loper. Loper getting some words of encouragement from his dugout. It's the 2-0 inside for ball 3. That one almost nicked the front knee of Loper as he had to stretch out of the way there. A 3-0 count now. DeHaven sets. Here's the pitch. And there it is, right down the middle. First strike, the count 3-1 to Loper now. Loper, the lefty, steps back in here against DeHaven with the 3-1 count. Next pitch. Low and away for ball 4, and that'll load the bases with nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th for Berkeley Post 14. Bring up Oviedo. And we're going to first have a time called and a mound visit for Winchester Post 21. Score currently 16-7. Winchester Post 21 leading Berkeley Post 14. Bottom of the 6th. Nobody out. And ducks on a pond. Oviedo waiting for his at-bat. So far today, he doubled his first time up. Had an RBI. Walked his second time up. And then flew out to right his last time up. Been a weird one here so far. 5 total errors so far. Trying to do quick math here for you as well. 26 total hits, 23 total runs. $11 total walks, 7 total strikeouts. Don't even try to ask me how many total players, as the first pitch to Oviedo outside for a ball. One-0 count now to Ovi as the next pitch. He'll pop up into foul territory on the first base side, trying to track it down as the first baseman, and he'll make the catch for out number 1. So now it leaves the bases loaded with 1 out. We'll bring up Jameer Brown, who's checked back into the lineup. First pitch gets past the catcher, but the runners stay put. So that's ball 1 to Brown. So 1-0, bases loaded, 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. The pitch from DeHaven popped into right field. Tracking it down is Largent. Will make the catch for out number 2, and his throw home takes a couple hops as the sac fly will score Pedersen from third, making it now 16-8. So there you go, 1 run now. Once again here for Berkeley Post 14 to make it an 8-run ball game, so still a ways to go. Runners at first and second with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th, and Jackson Earl will come up to bat. First pitch, fouled off by Earl. Trying to see here, it looks like we have a new first baseman here as well. Nick Usa. The next pitch outside for a ball. Count 1-1. So 2 outs. 1-1 count. Runners at first and second. Davin's pitch inside and gets the elbow of Earl, and that'll load the bases once again for Berkeley Post 14. That'll bring up Cole Smith. Smith, his last time up, had a bases clearing double. Looks like we'll have another time called here. Or another Winchester Post 21 mound visit. And that'll be all for DeHaven out on the mound. Here in the bottom of the 6th, it's Winchester Post 21-16. Berkeley Post 14-8. Step aside, take a 1-minute break. for the call to the bullpen. This is American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV10 back in 1 minute.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
Car accident? Get more with Mansion Ferretti.
If you've been injured in a car accident, there are 3 things you need to know.
1, do not discuss your accident with an insurance company before you talk to a lawyer.
2, on average, car accident victims with a lawyer get over 3 times more money than those without one.
And 3, at Mansion Ferretti, if we don't win, you don't pay us, guaranteed. Car accident? Get more with Mansion Ferretti. 304-264-8505.
Back here to P.O. Faulkner Park. Call to the bullpen brought to you by Smallwood and Small Insurance in Martinsburg, your total insurance solution located at 1250 Edwin Miller Boulevard, Suite 301. Call them at 304-263-3361. A new pitcher for Winchester. Post 21 is now on the mound is number 3, Tyler Strauss-Snyder. Here in the bottom of the 6th, he comes in for Aaron DeHaven, whose day on the mound is done. The score right now, 16-8. Post 21 leads Berkeley Post 14. However, Berkeley Post 14 trying to rally back. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th, and the bases loaded for Cole Smith, who had a bases-clearing double so far today. I believe he's doubled twice. Unless I'm confusing myself here with Poltar, I think might have had the first one. His first pitch swinging and fouling it straight back is Smith for strike 1. Yeah, that was Poltar with the bases loaded clearing double for 3 RBIs. Smith still cleared the bases, but it was a 2 RBI double for him. 0-1 count with 2 outs, bases loaded. Here's the pitch, and Smith sends a ground ball to the shortstop, and the throw to second will end the inning. So there you go. Unfortunately for Berkeley Post 14, they only get 1 run across in the bottom of the 6th. Right at the 7th after this 1-minute break. You're tuned into American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV10 back in 1 minute.
Life is evolving. Over the past decade, the way we do almost everything has changed. Get on your phone, see something you like, click on it, and it shows up at your door. Why should the way you have your car serviced be any different? Why waste your time going to a dealership service department when Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to you? They service all makes, all models, and offer full parts and labor warranties. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to your door or office and service your vehicle while you're doing what you need to be doing, conducting that business meeting or mowing the lawn. Why take time out of your busy schedule when you don't have to? Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet's friendly, knowledgeable staff will come to you where you live or where you work for full service maintenance, from oil changes to tire rotations, brakes, batteries, multi-point inspections. They handle it all. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet is committed to delivering the best of the best to their customers. Trust them to service your vehicle where you're at home or at work. Skip the time-consuming and terminal wait at the dealership. Schedule your appointment at fordofhagerstown.com or hancockchevy.com.
Welcome back as we enter now the top of the 7th, brought to you by Smallwood and Small Insurance in Martinsburg, your total insurance solution located at 1250 Edwin Miller Boulevard, Suite 301. Call 304-263-3361. We also have a pitching change, which are also brought to you by Smallwood and Small Insurance. You get the gist there, as now pitching for Post 14 is Cole Smith. So he'll take the catching equipment off and take the mound, which means Poltar back in for the catcher spot. It is 16-8. So I'm running out of eraser here on my pencil today. Make sure I got everything here and that there's no other changes. This is why I like using pencil. I know a lot of people will use a pen for their scorecard, but if I was using pen, this thing would be even sloppier looking than it already is. So, warm-up pitch is done for Smith. He'll face the 6, 7, 8 batters in the lineup for Winchester post 21 here in the 7th, as Tyler Straw-Snyder will step up to bat here in this 16-8 ball game. Smith sets. Here's the first pitch to Straw-Snyder, and it catches the outside corner for strike one. Next pitch, way outside as Smith gives a smile there as his release point was nowhere close to where he wanted. As you hear from Major League after a pitch like that, just a bit outside, which means it was way past the opposite batter's box. This time it's in the opposite batter's box. It's ball 2, 2-1 count. Cole Smith going for the nickname Wild Thing for now as the 2-1. Big swing and a miss, though, on a fastball blown by Straw-Snyder. Count now 2-2. Next one low and away for ball 3. A full count to Straw-Snyder. You're at a full count, and that one low for ball 4. So a leadoff walk issued. Put Straw-Snyder at first and bring up Ambrose. Excuse me, looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter for Ambrose as Clark enters for him. So first pitch to Clark is taken for strike one. So an 0-1 count to him with the runner on first as Smith ready to go as Clark steps in. Next pitch, way ahead of it, is Clark for strike two. An 0-2 count as Clark steps back in. Straw-Snyder takes his lead over at first. The 0-2 pitch from Smith. Can't get him to chase. Count now 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes to Clark here in the top of the 7th. Runner goes. The pitch. Hit and run. Diving forward is the second baseman, and that's going to go underneath Jameer Brown and put runners on the corners with nobody out. Almost had it, did Jameer Brown. But it somehow squirts underneath. Now we'll have another pinch hitter. Checking in for Judson Dean. It's Nick Usa. Spelled USA, it looks like, here on the lineup card. The first pitch, I believe, was ball 1 there. Runner goes as that one fouled back. Count now 1-1. Next pitch catches the inside part of the plate for strike 2. So count 1-2 now to USA. Here's the pitch from Smith, and that is just low. Count now 2-2. Next pitch. Pops straight up in the infield. Smith calling off his catcher Poltar will make the catch for the out. Runners stay put at the corners now. One down here in the 7th. And that'll bring up Judson Dean. First pitch high for a ball. This pitch gets past Smith. Patterson tries to get it. The throw, not in time back home. No tag applied by Smith. Sliding in is Snyder safely, making it now 17-8 here in the top of the 7th for Winchester post 21 against Berkeley post 14. Next pitch outside for a ball. Count 2-0. Patterson catching, not Poltar, as I said earlier. My apologies. There's the next pitch. High for a ball, and that's ball 4. So that'll walk Dean. Put runners at first and second with one out here. So we head to the top of the lineup for umps up to bat. The pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 1. A 1. Outside and off the glove of Pedersen, and both base runners will advance 1 base each, putting them at second and third now. 1-1 count. 1 out. Looking up, pitch black sky here now at P.O. Faulkner Park. Things cooling off as well. And there's some lightning too. As Umps looks back at the home plate umpire. The pitch inside, the count now 2-1. Feels like it's just a matter of time before the heavens open up. Two-one pitch. That's going to be lined off our home plate umpire's mask once again. Count now 2-2. And there's some thunder. Will that pause the game? Will they call the game? Who knows? Home plate umpire coming over. Here in the top of the 7th, might just decide to play through it. You got 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runners at first and second here second and third for Winchester post 21. Umps up to bat, the pitch from Smith. Breaking ball low. Count now full, 3 balls and 2 strikes here in the top of the 7th. 17-8 is the score. Winchester leading Berkeley. Here's the payoff pitch from Smith, and that's going to be fouled out of play. Keep the count full. We'll reset. Umps trying to continue his on-base streak here this game. He's not had a plate appearance where he failed to reach base. That's high for ball 4 to load the bases and keep that streak alive for him. He's been walked 3 times, hit by a pitch twice, and singled once. That'll bring up Zach Wasko-Nunick for the 6th time today. First pitch to him, he sends into the night sky into right field, but it's going to be playable. It's caught for out number 2. And the throw home looks good, but the tag not there. So the sac fly makes it 18-8. Great job there by Jet Gross to give Pedersen the chance But the slide home by Clark just evaded him. So another sack fly RBI for Wasco Nunick. Makes it 18-8 here in the top of the 7th. 2 outs, runners at second and third. First pitch popped up to the left side of the infield by Copenhaver. And it'll be caught by Oviedo to end the inning. But it's a 10-run game once again. Berkeley Post 14 down to its final 3 outs as we head to the bottom of the 7th after this 1-minute break. You're tuned into American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
If you're going to hit like trash all day, I tell you what, I got a real chance here. Oh, hey, speaking of, I was coming down the road the other day back from McIntosh Valley, and I saw a billboard with these crazy deals that Panhandle dumpsters have.
True. Hey, come on.
Oh, and did you know that if you sign up, you get your first month free? Dude, sorry, man. But I just wish somebody would have told me about these crazy deals that Panhandle Dumpsters has.
Drew, how many times have I told you to sign up for Panhandle Dumpsters? They give away discounts for first responders, veterans, and seniors. If you pay for a whole year, you get the 13th month free. Now shut up and watch me hit this drive.
Signing up with Panhandle is like a hole-in-one every day.
You back here as we head now to the bottom of the 7th, brought to you by Cody's Auto Body at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg. Call them at 304-901-4777 or visit their Facebook page. 18-8, Winchester Post 21 leads Berkeley Post 14. A 10-run deficit. Hornets trying to climb out of here in the bottom of the 7th. We'll see what happens. Straw-Snyder trying to end this lengthy ball game. Due up for Post 14 will be the 8-9-1 batter, so we'll see Jet Gross lead things off here in the bottom of the 7th for the Hornets of Berkeley Post 14. So far, it's been 18 runs on 18 hits for Winchester Post 21. Berkeley Post 14, 8 runs on 9 hits. First pitch from Straw-Snyder to Gross. Catches the inside part of the plate for strike one. Here's the 0-1. And Gross sends that down the third base side and foul. Count now 0-2 to Jet Gross. And now we'll have the field umpire say to clear the field with the lightning in the area. Ignored the lightning and the thunder earlier, but now here in the bottom of the 7th, he's going to say to clear the field. So we'll see if they just call the game or not. I don't think they will. And obviously, the field umpire now has become the target of many here at P.O. Faulkner, to say the least. Both sides not happy with that. Coaches right now going to meet up with one another. We'll see if they just decide to shake hands and call it a night. So hold on here and we'll wait and see what they decide. It's 18-8 here in the bottom of the 7th. And it looks like they're saying to line it up and call it a night. Game going to be suspended here. We will call it a night. 18-8 is the score here, and with these storms in the area for our equipment safety as well, never know when it's going to potentially hit or not, we're going to forego our post-game coverage, which would have been brought to you by the Palace Lounge at Edward Miller Boulevard. I want to thank them as well as Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, CMAs, Martinsburg and Winchester dealerships, as well as Parsons Ford and the rest of our sponsors for coverage of American Legion Baseball. 18 runs, 18 hits, 1 error for Winchester post 21, for Berkeley post 14, 8 runs on 9 hits, and 4 errors. So for Dylan Bishop back at the studio, as well as Alec Epperson and Kyler High, our camera crew, John Alderson, the on-site producer, I'm Colin McLaughlin, signing off here tonight on Talk Radio WRNR TV 10, WRNR TV on YouTube, as play has been suspended. So that wraps things up for us here in the bottom of the 7th. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
You've been tuned into American Legion Baseball for the continued excitement of high school, college, and Major League Baseball. Keep it tuned to 106.5 FM, AM 740, Comcast Cable Channel 10, and online at talkradiowrnr.com.